When you wonder why you have to go on a shorter vacation, when you think you're being paid a bit too little as a teacher, ask where your taxes go. Kinga Gajewska, while still an opposition MP, has repeatedly attacked Law and Justice for being wasteful. Unfortunately, one looks in vain for such videos of her after December 13th. It turns out that the question of where taxpayers' money is going should be asked now. Kinga Gajewska receives 4,000 zł from the Chancellery of the Sejm to rent an apartment in Warsaw. 3,750 zł for this purpose is also received by Arkadiusz Myrcha, Deputy Minister of Justice, and privately, the MP's husband. The total amount is 7,750 zł per month. This is a kind of reactivation of the former Civic Platform's program, Family on Its Own, only that it is with our money. The couple Kinga Gajewska and Arkadiusz Myrcha receive nearly 8,000 zł every month to rent one apartment in Warsaw. Party colleagues were defended by Health Minister Izabela Leszczyna. Mr. and Mrs. Myrcha have 3 children. Mr. Myrcha is a deputy minister, so he is at work every day from morning to evening. Mrs. Kinga is a very active deputy. But they live in the same apartment. Is that okay? I mean, they could rent 2 apartments. I understand, on the same floor, for example. Gajewska declares that she lives in Błonie, just over 30 kilometers from Warsaw, from where it takes about half an hour to get to the capital by train. Arkadiusz Myrcha also has an apartment in his hometown of Toruń. But an apartment subsidy is not everything, as Kinga Gajewska herself admitted 2 years ago. The Warsaw program is much more helpful, as it provides a free nursery for every toddler in Warsaw, and we also use such a program. This allows us to work and be active in the Sejm. And here the question arises, how is it possible that a married couple who live outside of Warsaw collect almost 8,000 zł every month from the Sejm's office, benefit from a free nursery program aimed solely for Warsaw residents? With disarming honesty, the answer was given by Arkadiusz Myrcha in one of the documents supplementing his asset declaration. Due to my parliamentary duties, I spend a large part of my working days in Warsaw. In order to provide children with a place in public educational institutions, I had to become a taxpayer in Warsaw. So the Warsaw residence is for purely tax purposes. In other words, in order to take advantage of free nurseries in Warsaw, Arkadiusz Myrcha claims to be a resident of Warsaw. And in order to receive subsidies for housing, he claims the opposite. Of course, someone could say, I made a mistake or some kind of wrongdoing. I'm taking a step backwards. And this guy keeps moving forward like nothing happened. He says that he pays taxes in Warsaw. I don't understand this document. I don't understand this translation. But the bonuses do not end there, from which the Civic Platform politicians who are married are taking full advantage. In the previous term, both Arkadiusz Myrcha and Kinga Gajewska were expected to drive more than 100 kilometers a day each. For each kilometer driven, MPs are entitled to a surcharge in the form of the so-called kilometer allowance. Just where do these trips come from, since they rent an apartment together in Warsaw? The whole story is all the more shocking because Arkadiusz Myrcha is the Deputy Minister of Justice. We asked the Justice Ministry about possible privileges, such as access to a chauffeur and a government limo related to his position. So far, there has been no response.